Willie D Live.
I saw a guy who was a former NBA referee who went to jail for fixing games. Anybody ever try to come to you and say, "Hey, man, take this little package right here, man, and
I ain't with that. I ain't cheating the game.
shave that score for
As
me"?
hard as I got as hard as it took me to get to
I mean, you ain't never had one person say, "Come on, Mario,
Nah,
Mario, come on."
never, ever. And I would never jeopardize a great game of basketball like that. But I was doing well. I was doing all right.
Not even in college.
Not
Nobody
even
ever
college.
approached you.
Nah. The thing, when I was growing up, though, in the hood, when I was a good player, I would play for the local drug dealer. He'd give me, I was one of the nicest dudes in the city, so he'll give me a couple dollars then. But as I got to college, and I didn't even think about doing nothing like that. My focus was getting to the league, period. But when I was growing up, a high school kid, the Doughboys, had the best players in the city. We got the fresh kicks, Will, and he breaking us off too. I wasn't getting no money back there, so I had to get some coins on the side. So that's how I was getting some little money back in the day in high school, playing with the Doughboys. They always had the top teams. I mean, I try to explain to people growing up in New York, playing in New York basketball in the summer, Will, 3,000 people in a summer league game outside in the park. Imagine that, the music blasting, people drinking 40s, blunts flying all over the air, dudes on the fence and trees. There's so many people where you can't even see the baseline. It's just amazing atmosphere. Guys are dunking. You got the best guys in the city playing. It's like 9 o'clock at night. There's 3,000 people in the city park watching a game.
And what park was this?
It's 139th Street.
Is that the one where
the Rutgers were 155th, okay. But for Fort Rucker, it was on 139th. Even Dominique Wilkins came up to the park one time to watch. He came up to that same game that was 3,000 people. It was all the top New York players putting on a show. The fans were going crazy. Anytime a great play goes in New York, Will, everybody runs on the court. So the game got to stop for a minute. Kevin Durant, came through up there, Kobe Bryant, a lot of NBA players came through New York and played.
How did they keep those guys safe?
Back in those days, it was easy, Will. Back when I was growing up in New York, we knew we had rough hoods in the city. But back then, if you were a baller and people knew your name, you get respect in that hood. Like Chris Mullin, I was telling you a story about him. Me and him played high school together, one of the baddest dudes in the city. He used to bust everybody butt. So when he go in any hood, he'll get that respect. He a white boy. That's how it was in New York back then. When you're a baller and doing something good, dudes wouldn't mess with you. Like Kenny Smith, I don't know if you saw the documentary called Point Guards with Rayford and Kenny Smith.
I haven't seen it.
Me and Kenny used to play for a team called Riverside Church. So our game sometime, used to end late, and we used to have to take the subway home like 11:30, 12 at night. And Kenny was telling a story how he was taking, he got home late from a game. He was taking a train from Manhattan to Queens. And some stick-up boys was looking at him. And he had a Riverside jacket on. And the Doughboy knew exactly what that was. He said, "Yo, Riverside Church, that's one of the best AAU teams in New York. Keep doing your thing." And he gave him a pass. Nowadays, these young boys don't care who you are.
Right.
That's why that's the era I grew up in. The respect factor. I would go in some Brooklyn. I'd go in some rough neighborhood, but I had game. They like, "Yo, this boy may go somewhere. You got our respect. Ain't nothing gonna happen to you."